delegates and guests, let's come back in the room, come to order. If you will indulge me for a moment, I want to take a couple minutes to recognize all of you in some way. But if this is your very first LP Texas convention, please stand. Hello? Mic's out.
What happened?
The mic went out.
If this is your very first LP Texas convention, please stand.
You want to use this mic?
It's working. Yes, thank you. Second or third LP Texas convention? Second or third?
Oh, wait, no.
Welcome back. 3 to 6?
4 to 6.
Or 4 to 6, sorry.
Thank you, Whitney.
6 to 10? 7 to 10? 10 to 15? 11 to 15? That would be 30 years, right? More than 15 conventions for Texas. Anyone? Pat, you won a prize. And anyone in here who was at the very first LP Texas convention, I know someone is. Where's Marshall?
There he is.
There he is, red sweatshirt. Yes. A veritable founder of the Libertarian Party of Texas. Thank you so much for that. And I've been asked to recognize the youngest member of the Libertarian Party of Texas, a 3-month-old, Sigmund Stokes. There he is. Behold. Yes. Thank you for that. So beautiful. All right, and with that, we are going on to the next order of business, which is recognition of lifetime members. So in honor of those of you who we just recognized, some of you will be doing this for your lifetimes, and some of you will have already signed up as lifetime members. That doesn't mean you're done. It means you signed up for a lifetime of doing this. So, Mr. Amline, when you are ready.
Yes. Wait for me?
Yes. I can keep doing this. You can go.
I assume you want to do this from up here?
Okay. We're good. We're good.
Yes.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, you can start with those ones.
I can start with those. Okay. I come up there and just do it from here. So
Up here if you want. Where are you?
Do it up on the stage.
I can.
You don't have a mic down there.
Yeah. It'd be better to do it. Yeah, wireless would be good. What I need though is for you to be ready.
Mr. Emily will be presenting some certificates for our LP Texas established a lifetime membership program at the end of last year, or at the end of 21, right?
At the summer of August is where we adopted it. Where it started.
Yeah. Do you need any additional help? Need others?
We're almost ready.
Okay, no problem. What?
So she'll give you the names, I'll generate the for and against, and give it to you. And whatever form you want. CSV or data. Or if you didn't take it out, put it back in. Paste it down. And show Carl White.
Okay, is this? Because they're face down, right? Right. So they're coming off in that order.
Yep. If you want to get started, I'm almost done, so I can bring them all up to you
Okay.
in just like 2 seconds if you want to.
Okay, I'll go ahead and start with these, and I'll leave
Thank you
them.
for your patience. We have lots of goodies to give out, so.
Just like,
Are you coming up here?
yeah, I can come up. Well, if I could do this, I could. Okay. Thank you all for your patience. Very much a lot going on up here. We in August, this outgoing executive committee approved the creation of a lifetime membership for LP Texas. That has been a phenomenal success and a kind of a game changer. We came out of 2021 with a large unexpected surplus, and we're moving into 2022, guns hot, ready to mix things up with the duopoly, right? We got work to do. I think today we'll decide who's going to be on the team for this upcoming term, and we'll take it from here and see what happens. I just want to say a personal thank you to all of the lifetime donors, but no buts. Just way to go, guys. Really appreciate this. And I want to start by recognizing Mr. Arthur Thomas. These are signed and numbered certificates. Arthur Thomas is lifetime member number 1 of Libertarian Party of Texas. Hey, see Jenny. Yeah. Hey, you need that list. There's that name list. Hand her the name list, because otherwise she's not going to know who gets. Oh, the one I'm holding. I'll tell you. Okay. Yeah. Sorry to be a little discombobulated. The coins just came in today, but we're also handing out, one of the things we approved was the creation of a commemorative silver round for our lifetime members. And that was last year to get the program rolling, but this year, moving into our 50th anniversary celebration, we created a 50th anniversary commemorative coin that's gold clad. And the reason I'm telling you all of this is because there's still time for you to become a lifetime member before our lifetime lunch tomorrow. If you're interested in signing up as a lifetime member today, you can do that on your phone. It's $1,836 to do that. Wonder where they got that number. And you'll get the gold coin for as long as we have them. It's a limited run of 50 coins, and then they're out, and then it's silver from there on out. Anyway, thought you should know that. Who's next? Mr. Bilyeu, Paul Bilyeu. Number 2. You number 2. Silver. Yeah, the silver unless I tell you something. Number 3 is this Amalang guy. I don't know. We'll get him later. Joe Burns, Brother Joe, where are you? Oh, okay, here we go. That'll work. I appreciate it. With sincere apologies to the first 3 guys who just walked up here, the only reason I got up here, I didn't even want to be up here. I wanted to get up here so I could get these lifetime guys up here. So the rest of you guys come up here on the stage and get your stuff. Sorry about that, man. I'm so sleep deprived. I'm standing here. Luke Troxel, where are you?
You can come do what you need.
Okay, thank you.
Anything for you.
Yeah, change the drill.
Okay.
Then you can. Thank you so much. Number 6, Kate Prather, who's a gold. Kate was gold before gold was cool. At a time that she could have gotten the discount, she went ahead and ponied up for the gold coin. Shake down. Number 7, Stephen Decker. Are you here today? I don't. Steve Decker? Stephen Decker? Yeah. Either way. Stairs on both sides. Steve Rabbit, you're here somewhere. Yep. Jed Dupree. Here's a rep. Calling you guys out. J.R. Hasselhoff, start heading this way.
Thank you so much.
Scott Horton, you're on deck. Scott's not in here? Well, fine. Okay. Where's Ed Kless? Yes, sir. I just want to point out that out of all the people asked if they want to be a lifetime member, I never saw anybody say yes faster than Ed Kless. He was like, I'm in. Frank Lozano. Kyle Russell.
Woo!
Mike, come on up too. You guys kind of joined at the same time. You might as well come up here at the same time. Mike Dewing, guys.
We'll sort it out. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next. Janae, where are you? Janae LeBlanc. And Colby Micey. Mike Coogan, I don't think is here today. Mike Coogan? Mike Coogan from Houston. Mike was one of our, I think he was the first one we also do kind of a discounted price, I guess is the right term. If anybody really wants to go large, for $2,500 you get both coins. And Mike was that guy. He was the first one to do that. I'm still on the right form, that's good. Kane Kolasek, here? Okay. Bill Collins, did you come in? Bill?
Bill's here,
He was
yep.
supposed to be here. Yeah. Jonathan, is it DeLaughter?
Yep. But I don't think it's here.
Not, okay. Tim Scott? Not in the room? Not here? Patrick Mitchell. Mitchell. There he is. Where's the other badge? Oh, the other there.
Oh.
That's right. Donovan Pankey. Sean Huckabee. Michael Hansen, I don't think is here today. Michael Hansen, I haven't seen. I don't think he was another twofer. Joe White, Joe Carl White. Robert Applebaum. Jeremy Nolan. Jenny Moore. Jenny, being an enterprising fundraiser, actually crowdsourced her lifetime membership. So if you guys feel like you can get away with that, go for it. It works. So, Girish Altakar. I know he's here. Girish, he's here. There he is. Larry Bush. No, and I know Michael Brewster's not here today, but he's in. Jason Turner. Okay, catch up on labor. Jack Westbrook. Did I? There's Jason. It's up to you. If you, yeah, go for it. If you want. Good?
I'm good. I'll just be breathing hard when I get back over there. Thank you, dear.
All right. Jack was the last lifetime donor to take advantage of the early bird thing that we did in 2021. So from here out, these are this begins our 50th anniversary gold coin donors. Is Terry Walter here? No. How about Jesse Coward? Yes. Yeah. Jesse. Sean Baker's not here yet, I don't think. He'll be here. I'll give it to him tonight at the gala. He's coming. Okay, and Jerry Hill. No, I don't think he's here. All right, that completes 40 lifetime members. Thanks, guys. Oh, he is? Whoa. Jerry Hill is here. Jumped the gun on that. Number 40. There you go. Thank you very much. All right, and these are your lifetime members. So. What's that? Yeah, I did. And remember, yeah, we have a lifetime lunch tomorrow. If you've got one of these, then please be there. And if you want to be there, there's still time. Talk to me.
Point of information, if I may.
Ms. Miller?
Did the chair happened to know that the new member sitting behind me, Mark Strife, just became a lifetime member of LP Texas online with this. I was just curious if you knew that. I just thought, I was just curious if you knew. Thanks, that's all.
Thank you.
We'll do more certificates later.
So, yes, anyone who has joined since this report was put together will need to see Mr. Ameling to get current with that. But thank you so much for our newest member. Thank you for the information, Ms. Miller. All right. Next item on the agenda is the thing that we have to do by law today, in fact, which is nominate our candidates for public office. And we have to do those in the opposite order that they would appear on the ballot. I believe we have one candidate in each category. None of them are contested, with the exception of NODA. And as this body just determined,
It's right here.
secret ballots are still required, even if it's one candidate against NODA.
My fault. Let me turn it on.
Mr. Dixon, I see you seeking to be recognized. Oh, that would help.
Pat Dixon, hey. Pat Dixon, Travis County. I move to suspend the rules to nominate Mark Tippett as our candidate for governor of Texas.
That actually is out of order right now because we have to do these nominations in reverse order of how they would appear on the ballot. And Mark Tippett is seeking nomination for governor, which would make him last in this order. But that is noted.
Point of order.
Mr. Wolford, point of order.
So it was announced earlier that this body determined that the interpretation of that rule states that we must have a secret ballot for anyone running against NODA. I would argue that what happened is a single member of the Rules Committee gave their interpretation of that rule, and that you can make whatever interpretation you want, and I would appreciate if you would, because I might want to challenge it.
Thank you. Mr. Burns?
I do have a motion to make, and it's independent of Mr. Wilford's concern. Would the chair indulge me?
Burns, what's your county?
Llano County, Joe Burns.
Thank you.
Sorry. A few more years you'll have me trained.
To be clear on where we are, Mr. Wilford, this may be important to you. Where we are right now is for nomination. We're opening up nominations for public office. And the first one that we would be starting with would be the Texas Supreme Court.
Whenever you want to give your ruling on that is when it's relevant to me. I don't know at any particular point if it matters.
So you are asking for a ruling on whether or not we're going to require secret ballot for all of these nominations?
Whether or not the reading of that rule in your interpretation means somebody who is not running against another person but only against NODA would require a secret ballot. I'm asking for your interpretation of that.
My interpretation is that it does not. And my reasoning is, even though this is a contest between the candidate and none of the above is not a person, and none of the above does not have to be nominated. They're automatically on every ballot, so I see a distinction there between them and another person who would have to be nominated. So I would say that in these particular situations where it is one candidate against NODA, secret ballot would not be required.
I agree with your ruling, and thank you.
It was your turn, but at this point where we are is nominations for Texas Supreme Court.
It's up to you, but it's a time-sensitive issue because if the motion passes, we've got work to do at credentials to make it happen.
So is this a point of order?
Is it?
I don't know. I don't know what you're about to ask.
OPA.
Is related to balloting.
Yes, it is related to balloting.
Okay, I'll go ahead and let's hear your proposal for balloting.
I would like to move that the body adopt the use of the process OPA vote for balloting for the remainder of the elections today.
For the remainder of the elections today.
Today.
Basically,
today is important.
Right now.
Tomorrow's going to have to be different.
Okay. I heard a second. I did. So we have a motion on the floor from Mr. Burns that OPA be the balloting tool used for the remainder of the elections today, which would include the ones for public office and for party office. It was seconded. Is there any objection to adopting? I figured there would be.
Point of information.
A request for information, Mr.
Yes.
Wilford?
Yes. So I would like to ask whichever administrative person is going to be conducting that, if they are prepared for that.
Look to your left.
Yes.
I'm getting prepared. We're solving a few issues. I do have an amendment, though.
But that's
sorry. Hello, sorry. I'm mostly prepared. We're taking care of a few issues to make sure that works. There is a question of how we present the ballot, and I want the body to be fully aware of how that works. I do want to amend Joe's motion, though.
Go ahead.
The motion on the floor is to adopt OPA vote for our elections for the remainder
Yes, and
of
let me be
today.
clear, because some questions are already coming up. For the elections that this body as a whole determined, the caucuses that are Senate districts, we can't tell them what to do. They have their right to decide. If they want to do it on Scantrons paper, whatever, that's their thing. But I'm talking about
Those weren't
as a
even
whole
in my
body.
mind.
Okay.
Well, they're in the bodies.
Then I withdraw
good?
my concern. Yes.
Okay, so stay there. Wait. Someone did ask for information from you as the person who would administer this. So perhaps you can start with what OPA vote is for the people in the room who may not be familiar.
Chair, may I speak to the motion first, or?
Certainly.
Okay, I just wanted to address the body, and Arthur can speak more to this because he was the one that administered OPA vote for us at Nationals in Florida. We've used it before multiple times. Not that it matters to the body, but I get a little PTSD using Scantrons, and I think the 80s need to stay where they are. But we can do better, right? I mean, we want to lead the country into the future. OPA vote is the best version of that software that we have found so far, and it's why I suggest it, because I trust the opinions of those that have looked into all of these things. And so, I mean, we can debate back and forth whether it should be OPA or one another or whatever, but let's move the body into the future here, and it will save us tons of time, and there's a lot of stuff to get done. So I yield to Arthur.
So to be clear, OPA vote, for those who don't know, it's a method. It's a tool for balloting that comes to your email. It uses your email. So obviously, we would have to have the Credentials Committee would be the people who currently have what we believe are your current emails on file. That would have to be the case in order for this to work.
So what we would do is we would send out a test email through OPA vote to the email that Credentials has on file that you gave to us, and it can take up to 10 minutes for you to get the test ballot. And then if you don't get one in 10 minutes, you can come to Credentials and we can make sure we've got the right email for you, do another test, and get all of that done. That's why I wanted to make this motion now, because we can do nominations while all of that's going on and be prepared by the time that we actually do the voting to knock it out.
Request for information.
Mr. Wilford.
And I think this is going to go to Arthur, but if there's someone else who can answer, I'm open to that. Will we have a process in case somebody either has electronic issues, conscience objection, whatever it is, for a person to cast a paper ballot instead of an electronic one? Arthur.
I'm sorry. I just got to ask another question.
We can make that happen.
Mr. Thomas, the question brought by Mr. Wilford is, in the event that someone, for whatever reason, has technical difficulties, device is broken, or conscientious objection to using this format, individually, do we have can we accommodate them with some other ballot?
So that happened at the last convention, and what we did was we made sure we pulled their email from the email list so they wouldn't get sent a ballot, and then we just had them do a paper ballot. Of course, if 3 of y'all do that, we're sort of going to know how you voted. But
Yes, because OPA vote, correct me if I'm wrong here, Arthur, OPA vote obscures that from the...
I can make them anonymous, yes.
Exactly.
Or not, yeah, that's a choice.
I have a request for information.
Mr. Ford?
Harris County, we did this not long ago, and we were promised that the email list that we would provide, or Credentials would provide for the purpose of OPA vote, would be destroyed immediately following this. Do we have any assurances that our emails will be destroyed after the purposes of voting?
Are you asking the Credentials Committee? In this case, they would be the ones with the list, so.
But they would be handing over the list, right, for the OPA vote, just like they did in Harris County. But we were then promised that that email would just be used solely for the only purpose of OPA vote. And Billy, who was the county chair, was like, and I'm going to rip them up right when we're done. So do we have any assurances that these emails will be destroyed following this?
I am not getting a paper list. That would be horrible. They are sharing a spreadsheet with me, and they can unshare it immediately when they're done. I don't want y'all's emails. So. Unfortunately, y'all might get mine. I'm using my personal OPA account.
Okay.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion on this motion? I'm going to ask that the sidebar conversations please cease so that we can continue to conduct business.
I just want to
know some people
answer
are
Mr. Ford's question.
Hold on, 1 second. There are too many conversations going on and people in the room are reporting that they cannot hear, especially if you're in the aisles having conversations, waiting for the microphone. Please be respectful of those around you who are trying to hear.
Yes, Teresa Rushing, Tarrant County. I have actually administered votes using OPA Vote for a special convention in Tarrant County, and the only information that the administrator sees is how many votes have been submitted. They do not know who voted in what manner. So please keep that in mind. It's all anonymous.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion on this particular motion, which is to adopt OPA Vote as the balloting tool for the nominations for public office and for state party office, which occurred today?
Madam Chair, Donovan Pankey, Tarrant County. Point of information for the Credentials Committee. Because we have a swap of delegates and alternates, I'd just like to know how the committee intends on being able to partition the list such that only the qualified participants now that are currently here are eligible to vote and not all delegates and alternates.
Thank you. Mr. Burns, are you able to answer that? Okay.
Yes, I am. So first off, we would send the test email out to all all registered delegates that are registered here. There'd be alternates, that'd be everybody. That way we get a comprehensive take on whether we've got the right email for everyone. Our spreadsheet, though, is organized in a way that if you are clicked as seated, which means if you're clicked as seated in our system, you should have a voting pin. We can segregate that so that only those emails go to Arthur and then into OPA Vote.
If I could add to that.
Of course.
Mr. Watts.
Nathan Watts. Just to add to that, so we are, in doing so, by marking who is seated and who's not, we are assuming that if spots are vacant, that they're filled by available alternates in priority of them listed the lowest number. But it is up to the local delegations if that's who is actually seated. So I would comment that each time if we adopt this method, each time an email ballot is going sent out, if your delegation has alternates seated and some delegates not seated, please come to the credentials table ahead of time and confirm with us who is precisely seated and who is not, just to make sure that we're on the same page.
Thank you. Any further, are you seeking to be recognized for this motion?
Yes, I'd like Pat Dixon Travis, I'd like to speak in opposition to the motion. I just don't think we're ready. We came to this convention with a process that the convention is ready to conduct. OPA Vote is going to be new to a lot of people. I think we should stick with what we're prepared to do.
Mr. White?
My name is Joe White from Harris County, and I'm the one who's been tasked to run the Scantrons, which would be our alternative method. And we are prepared to run that method. But I would strongly encourage, not just for my own personal sake, but for the sake of the sanity of the body, to use OPA Vote. It has been used successfully in several elections by this body, previous years, and at national. It works very well. And because of the physical limitations of Scantrons, we would have to group races together on a single ballot to accommodate the total number of ballots we have available today. We have 1,100 line ballots and approximately 1,200 line ballots. the way things would go, we might use up both of those 200-line ballots completely just for the national delegate and alternate selections. So we'd have to group everything on the 100 ballot onto a single balloting, if that makes sense. So all the races would be on a single ballot. And doing the for and against on that, we managed to come up with a way to do it correctly in the Scantron. It takes a lot of time to coordinate all that. This of course, this time to scan it all. OPA-Vote will be much faster, much cleaner, and I think make the body much more informed in terms of getting things done quickly and accurately.
Thank you, Mr. White. Seeking to be recognized on this.
Yeah, Eric Van Single, Wood County. I would like to call the question, please.
Point of personal privilege.
Mr. Wilford?
Yes, earlier there was a spreadsheet up on the display. I think the secretary was probably looking something up, but it was people's information was being displayed up there, and I would just ask that maybe disconnect whenever.
Do that again.
Yes.
Okay.
This has already been posted publicly on Discord. And has
Then I withdraw my objections.
Thank you.
But I appreciate that.
All right, the question has been called. The question is there any objection to calling the question? Sweet. The question is, will we adopt OPA-Vote for the balloting today for nomination and election of public offices and for state party offices? All in favor, raise your hands. All opposed, raise your hands. The motion passes. So we have adopted OPA-Vote. And with that, we are back to nominations. Again, our rules prescribe that we will do these nominations in the reverse order that they will appear on the general ballot in November, which means we are starting with Texas Supreme Court.
Yes.
Mr. Brown.
Yes, I nominate Ted Brown, Travis County Candidate Coordinator. I nominate Tom Oxford for Supreme Court Place 3. He has qualified, he has paid the filing fee, and I urge his selection.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations for Texas Supreme Court? And I will remind the body that only those who have filed for this office are eligible, and I am not aware of anyone else who has filed for this office. So,
Second.
seeing no other nominations for Texas Supreme Court, any objection to closing nominations?
No.
Nominations are closed. We will proceed to the next office, and I'm going to assume that we're just going to put these on. Where are the OPA-Vote people?
So the way it's going to work is I'm going to put them in a spreadsheet. They will load them to OPA-Vote.
So all of these on one ballot.
As far as I know.
Okay. All right. So we will continue moving on to the next office, which would be Railroad Commission. Any nominations for Texas Railroad Commission?
I have a motion.
Mr. Wilford?
I move that for races, given our previous interpretation of the rules, that for races with a single candidate, that we elect them by show of hands.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Over at the credentials table, I can actually hear y'all, and so it makes me think that people who are seated close to you can't hear us. So please be mindful of that. Thank you.
Can you repeat his motion, please?
Can you repeat it?
Yes.
Secretary, thank
Sorry, and John Wilford, Denton County. I move that for any races with a single candidate, that we conduct those races by show of hands.
All right. In other words, OPA-Vote would not be necessary at all in this particular case. A show of hands, whereas just a candidate against NOTA is what you're asking for.
Yes.
It has been seconded. Who has the point of order?
It's right there.
Okay. It's on the screen? It's on the screen. Is that? Which I can't see personally.
Move to vote for any races with a single person that we conduct those races by a show of hands.
Okay. All right, it has been seconded. Are there any objections to this motion? All right. Would you like to speak to your motion?
I think it'll be expedient, and so I'm not going to speak too long.
Mr. Thomas, are you seeking to be recognized in opposition to this? Oh, you have something from, okay.
If anyone does not want to use OPA vote and wants to use a paper ballot, you need to go to the Credentials Committee right now and tell them. Yeah, the test email is about to go out, and if you don't want your email going in there, you need to go talk to them now.
Mr. Roberts.
Joe Roberts, Dallas County. I move to amend the motion to say that moves to vote for any races for public office so that we can keep our party officers secret ballot if necessary if there's not a candidate.
Is that correct?
So again, to clarify, move to vote for any races. I move to vote that races for public office with a single person, that we conduct those races by a show of hands.
Okay. So Mr. Roberts is attempting to clarify that the motion we adopted earlier to use OPA vote, in this particular case, if we approve this, the OPA vote option will apply for state party offices, but for now, for the public offices, the nominations for public office, Mr. Wilford's motion is that we just do those by show of hands. And Mr. Roberts is seeking to amend this to specify just those races.
Just the public office races, yes.
Does everyone understand where we are? Okay. Did I hear a second for that? Okay. Is there any objection to that amendment?
Objection.
Mr. Wilford.
Yeah, so I rise to speak in opposition to the amendment. I'm actually fine if it passes. I just don't see a need to make that distinction, and I think it'd be quicker if we didn't. That said, if I'm reading the room correctly, I think we're all pretty clear on what's going on and what we want to do, so I want to end by calling all pending questions.
Thank you. All questions have been called. Is there any objection to calling all questions? All right, so we will proceed to a vote on all pending questions, which means we will start with the amendment that Mr. Roberts has made, which is to, I can't see it, so
Move
hopefully
to
you'll read
amend
it.
the motion for any races for public offices with a single person.
Okay, so that we will use show of hands to cast our votes for the nominations and elections for candidates for public office specifically. Are all in favor of this amendment? Raise your hands.
No.
All opposed? The motion passes. All right, so it has been amended. Now the motion is, can you read it?
Yeah, let me put it together.
Okay.
For public office.
Mr. Roberts, can you?
Is this correct,
Is it
Mr. Roberts?
as amended? Okay.
So to vote for any races for public office with a single person, we conduct these races by a show of hand. Show of hands.
Okay, to vote for any races for public office with a single person, a single candidate, that we conduct these races by show of hands. So it's as amended, that's how it reads. All in favor of this motion, raise your hand. All opposed? It passed. Thank you. All right, so that is what we will continue doing. So at this point, we have nominated Tom Oxford for Texas Supreme Court. Then we should do that now.
I have a point of personal privilege. Point of personal privilege, Joe Burns Lano. Joe Carl White and I had a friendly bet on the OPA vote thing. He bet me $100 I couldn't get you guys to go for it, and so he lost. I refused it because it was a friendly bet, but he said just give it to the party. So I'd like to. I just wanted the body to know that we got $100 cash because you passed the OPA vote deal, and I'm going to walk it over to the treasurer.
so Mr. Tom Oxford has been nominated. He is the only nominee for Texas Supreme Court, and at this point, we should be voting on whether or not he will be our nominee or will Noda be our nominee. So, all in favor of Tom Oxford for Texas Supreme Court as the Libertarian nominee, raise your hands. Thank you. Those who prefer Noda, raise your hands. All right, Tom Oxford is nominated. I do not believe he is present, but congratulations to him, and hopefully we'll be hearing from him soon. All right, moving on to Railroad Commission. We are opening nominations for Texas Railroad Commissioner.
Frank Lozano, Cameron County. I move to nominate Jaime Diaz for Railroad Commissioner, and I urge the body to nominate him.
Thank you.
Move nominations for Railroad Commissioner be closed, and we move to a vote.
What's his first name?
Bear with me, I'm getting the secretary caught up because she didn't hear a lot of what Frank said. All right, Railroad Commission, we've nominated Jaime Diaz. We have a motion to close nominations for Railroad Commission. There were no other candidates filed.
Madam Chair, if it is possible, could we ask the Railroad Commission candidate nominee to speak for 1 minute? I do not believe all of the body knows him.
Is there any objection to hearing from Mr. Diaz for 1 minute? Mr. Diaz.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Jaime Diaz. I'm running for Railroad Commission of Texas. The reason I'm running is because I feel like the Texas Railroad Commission has not been a good steward of the natural resources and environment of Texas, and I think it has to do better. Thank you.
We did have the motion on the floor is to close nominations. No objections to closing nominations. Nominations are closed. At this point, we'll proceed to a vote on whether or not to nominate Mr. Diaz as our Texas Railroad Commission candidate. All in favor? Raise your hands. Thank you. All in favor of Noda for Railroad Commission? Raise your hands. Very nice. Mr. Diaz, you have been nominated. Thank you. That is a campaign that's going to need some help and will be super exciting, so I encourage all of you to get involved in that one. Next on the agenda, we have Attorney General. Nominations for Attorney General. Okay. You got one earlier. This one is on Sicker.
My name is Carolyn Sicker, and I would like to nominate a good friend, a good attorney, and he's going to kick Ken Paxton's backside. That is Mark Ash.
Mark Ash has been nominated to be the Libertarian representative on the for Attorney General, and we have no one else who has filed for that position. So,
Madam Chair, I move nominations be closed. We move to a vote, and Mr. Ash be given 1 minute to address the crowd.
All right. All right. We have a motion to close nominations.
And county before you move something.
Neil Dykeman, Harris County.
Thank you.
We have a motion to close nominations for Attorney General. Hear from him, and then proceed to a vote. How about that? Any objection to this? Hearing no objection, that's what we'll do. Mr. Ash?
First of all, I want to say thank you all. It's been a great honor to represent the Libertarian Party as a candidate. I also want to thank all the people who contributed to the PAC so that the filing fee would be paid. I prepared a 5-minute speech. Maybe we'll have those acceptance speeches later on this afternoon and talk a little bit more about my candidacy. But I just want to say thank you for all of you. Thank you.
All right, all in favor of Mark Ash? All in favor of Noda? Of course not. Thank you. Congratulations, Mark. Thank you. All right, next on the list is Comptroller of Public Accounts. We have one filed candidate.
Neil Dykeman, Harris County. Madam Chair, I would like to nominate Alonzo Echevarria Garza for the post of Comptroller, the Chief Bean Counter of the state of Texas. Since Mr. Garza is not here to speak for himself, I would like to speak for a minute on his behalf. This gentleman resides in Brazos County. He's formerly the CFO of Port Isabel, Texas, and after that, assistant CFO of the city of Big Spring, Texas, who I think needs no introduction in this room. And is currently the city manager of the city of Hearne, Texas, and formerly the CFO of the city of Hearne, Texas. I would like to thank Mr. Wes Benedict and Mr. Ted Brown for their assistance in getting us a statewide slate this year. People, we owe them. I spoke to Mr. Garza a few minutes ago. He's excited and looking forward to meeting you all and looking forward to help on his campaign. And I'm looking forward to having him the opportunity to meet with each of you in the various counties as it goes forward. Madam Chair, I would like to move the nomination of Alonzo.
Thank you. Alonzo Echevarria Garza has been nominated. We have no one else filed. So we will entertain a motion to close nominations.
Move to close nominations and proceed to a vote.
Thank you. Any objection to closing nominations? Nominations for Comptroller are closed. We will now vote. All in favor of Alonzo Garza for Comptroller, raise your hand. All who prefer Noda, raise your hands. All right, Mr. Garza is nominated. Thank you. Moving right along, the next position it will be Lieutenant Governor.
Yes.
We're opening nominations for Lieutenant Governor. Mr. Brown.
Yes, Ted Brown, Candidate Coordinator. I nominate Shauna Steele for Lieutenant Governor, and I want to bring Shauna forward because a lot of you don't know her. She is the only candidate who has filed for this position. Unfortunately, she's not a delegate to the convention because she's from an unaffiliated county, so I wanted to make sure she was able to speak to everyone to tell you about who she is and about her campaign. So I would move to allow 1 minute speech from the candidate.
Second. Thank you. Any objections to hearing from Ms. Steele for 1 minute? All right, Ms. Steele.
Good afternoon. My name is Shauna Steele. I'm requesting candidacy for Lieutenant Governor. I'm from Liberty County. Like you said, my county is not affiliated, but I'd really like to help the Libertarian Party in this movement.
I'm not aware of anyone else who has filed for Lieutenant Governor, so I don't expect any other nominations. Any objection to closing nominations?
Objection. I would just want a moment to speak in favor of Noda, if that's okay.
All right.
So in this case, I mean, I'm sure Shauna's a very nice lady. This isn't anything personal against her. But this is somebody that I am not familiar with, and Lieutenant Governor is one of the most important races. It's in many ways a more powerful position than the governor position in the state of Texas. So, I mean, to be perfectly frank, I would like anyone that's running for that particular position to be someone that has campaigned before the convention, whom has made it clear what they stand for. And in fact, I mean, that speech that was just given, if you could call it that, doesn't give me any indicator of like what is she going to be campaigning on behalf, what issues are important to her, or even suggest to me that she necessarily understands what our party's goals are. So for that reason, I am advocating that we vote for Noda. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony.
Madam Chair, I'm Nathan Kimmin from Harris County. I motion we suspend the rules for 5 minutes to give Shauna Steele a chance to go ahead and make an actual speech.
Any objection to hearing from Ms. Steele for? All right, we have an objection. Do you need to speak any further to?
Yes, ma'am. I'd further like to state that we want Mark Ash. Yes, him too. We want Mark Tippett to be as strong as possible, and I think we need a nominee to make that happen.
Thank you.
For Lieutenant Governor.
All right, we will move to a vote on whether or not to hear from Ms. Steele for 5 minutes as moved. All in favor of hearing from Ms. Steele for up to 5 minutes, raise your hands. All opposed? The motion passes. Ms. Steele?
I understand your concern about, my experience. I am new to the party. I have read the platform. I do understand what Libertarian is about. I would like to see legalizing marijuana, and by legalizing marijuana, we can possibly eliminate property taxes by generating revenue from the marijuana. I noticed that the other candidates, you guys didn't ask for a longer speech. I have been campaigning on Facebook. I don't have the funds currently to get up websites, but I am actively working on getting funding. I've personally put in my funds to campaign as well. I mean, if there's any specific questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Yes.
Was there anything preventing you from affiliating Liberty County?
Yes. My fiance, actually, he dropped the ball. He was supposed to be affiliating that county, but the deadline had ran out in order for me to affiliate that county, but I do have plans on affiliating it myself. Yes.
Mr. Guerra, I saw your hand next.
Oh, sorry. No, I did not.
Mr. Perez?
Do you know the relevance of the lieutenant governor in regards to the state house's fund?
Yes, I have done research, and I do have plenty of time to learn more where I fall short.
No, asking a question.
Any
motivations for running? No, I was going to ask a question.
Oh wow, I have a lot of motivations. Cry. I'm sorry. My family.
You're doing great.
You're doing great.
You're doing great.
A lot of what Libertarian Party stands for is against government control. The last couple of years, I have been fighting government control through with my children, my business, even just, my properties. I've had so many issues. This is the only way that I see that I can make a difference.
Question?
Ms. Steele, are you ready for another one?
I'll let you gather yourself. Taxation is theft. No, you're not supposed to give her the answer. No, you're suggesting to tax cannabis. Now, you're taking away from one tax and you're moving it around. How about zero? Would you be against lowering no property tax, no tax at all?
I would not be against it at all. I do agree taxation is theft. However, I think that in order to eliminate property taxes, we do need to come up with a solution where we can compromise with the Democrats and Republicans until we can lower that to zero.
We have time for one more question. Mr. Tippett.
It's more a statement than a question. Anybody who has the guts
to stand up here in front of a crowd of people and confess their libertarianism, I would be proud to run with.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Steele.
We have some boys on one of the mics.
It's that one. All right, we will proceed to a vote. All in favor of Shauna Steele for Lieutenant Governor, raise your hand. Those who vote NODA for Lieutenant Governor, raise your hand. Shauna Steele is the nominee. And
Request for information.
Mr. Ford?
Scott Ford, Harris County. We've heard a lot about this PAC, the PAC, some sort of PAC. I'm wondering if there's anybody in this audience who might be nearby who could maybe speak of what this PAC is and what they're doing for those folks who aren't aware of it. I don't know, just a thought. Anybody?
Come on, Wes. Mr. Benedict,
He's actually probably not kneeling. So we could let Mr. Benedict speak, but I'm not going to let to because I don't think that is appropriate. I do think, as I said, we should all appreciate Wes for the work he has done for us this year. Many of you may know he served as executive director of both LP Texas and LP Nationals at various points in the past. And when he moved back to Texas, started a PAC whose sole purpose in life has been helping the Libertarian Party candidates. Last year in this cycle, he put a significant amount of money in the PAC into our state representatives. This year, he raised and put a significant amount of money into our statewide representatives, not just our state reps. He also has been working with a number of the candidates to allow them to collect money and pay the filing fees in Austin. And I really, really appreciate the amount of effort and time that he has done to support us, not just in his official capacities in prior life, but in what he has done in the last couple of years. Thank you very much, Wes Benedict.
all right, and the last one on the list for our nominations for public office is the office of governor. And I will open nominations for Libertarian candidates for governor.
Thank you. My name is Wes Benedict. I'm a Williamson County delegate and also founder and president of the Libertarian Booster PAC. It's very important for us to have a slate of candidates, Libertarian candidates running statewide. We want voters throughout the state to all have the opportunity to develop the habit of voting for Libertarian candidates every single election cycle. Not just for the habit of voting Libertarian, but also for our important principles. I am very happy to nominate a candidate for governor that always supports the Second Amendment. Republicans have been in control of Texas forever, but they're not making much progress on school choice. Our candidate, our Libertarian candidate, will always support all options for more school choice. I'm happy to nominate a candidate that always will be for cutting taxes and always be for reducing government spending. A candidate who supports ending corporate welfare. A candidate who knows and would have known before he was elected and before day one in office that he would always oppose mandates for COVID that close businesses and make people stay home. He would always oppose those from day one. He would not go there. A candidate who is respectful of alternative lifestyles, whatever they may be for you. That's between you, your family, yourself, and the government should stay out of that. A candidate who was born in Mexico, who sees people all over the world as people that we should become friends with, not that we should find things to make enemies out of them. Someone who will make legal immigration easier. A candidate against the drug war, and of course one who would sign any bill that the legislature passes that would legalize marijuana. Our candidate for governor, the nominee I hope you'll support, Mark Tippett.
Mr. Dyckman?
I move we close nominations and give Mark Tippett 3.5 minutes to speak. Mr. Tippett is not capable of speaking in 1 minute.
It has been seconded. Any objections to hearing from Mr. Tippett for 3.5 minutes? Hearing no objections, Mr. Tippett. Mr. Thomas?
I'm going to send out an email right now so people can start checking their phones.
Okay.
So
To clarify, that is the test email for Opa Vote, which we will be using here soon. Not for this, though. Okay, Mr. Tippett, take it away.
Thank you, everybody. I don't know who they were talking about, but that sounds like a pretty cool guy. I mean, I myself personally, I think would go about that list backwards. I'd legalize marijuana first so that I'd have the energy to do the rest. It's running for office, especially governors, is very, very challenging. You face pushback from everybody, not just your opponents, but even the people that should be helping you, the news media that should want to help get other people out there. And I talk to a lot of the Latino community, the Hispanics, and what I get is, man, I love what you're saying, but I can't vote. And I am getting to a point here. And so I tell them, you perhaps can't vote, but I guarantee you know who can vote. So go talk to them. Give them my card. And the point I'm getting to here is, I know that we get tired of being hit up for money all the time, for contributions, and it is what keeps the energy going. It's what keeps everything going. And I know that you all are probably tapped out and probably don't have any more to give, but you do know who does. You know somebody who can give. Talk to them. Say, hey, I don't have any money here. Help this campaign out. Because we need the funds to really push this thing forward. We have a very, very good opportunity this cycle, because this will be the first time that you cannot go in and vote for governor just by red or blue lever. You actually have to see and read who the candidates are. And if we have just a little push for the name to even be out there, when they get in to vote, they can say, oh, wait a minute, I heard about this guy. There is an alternative. And that is what we must get across, is that message that there is an alternative. And just to finish up here and to clarify, I would have been one of the first for the lifetime membership had I not had to pay $3,750 a filing fee to be the governor candidate. Thank you very much. I hope I don't let you down, and I can use all the help we can get.
With that, we will proceed to a vote on our nominee for Governor of Texas. All in favor of Mark Tippett? All in favor of Noda? I'm going to have to call your name. Your handle's still up for Noda. He's just kidding. He's just kidding. Congratulations, Mark Tippett. All right. We did that thing, and we did that thing early. Very nice. Congratulations, people. Yes, so we have our nominees. We've got Mark Tippett for governor. We've got Shauna Steele for lieutenant governor. Alonzo Echevarria Garza for comptroller. Attorney General Mark Ashe. Railroad Commission Jaime Diaz. And Texas Supreme Court Tom Oxford. Very nice. So all of those folks are going to need your help starting immediately. So go out there and help them get it done. All right, next item of business. We are moving right along. Since we are a little bit ahead of schedule and it's mid-afternoon after lunch, is there any objection to a potty break?
No, do it.
Everybody okay with that? 10 minutes? The objection to 10 minutes. Recess for 10 minutes.
I only object on the grounds of I think 15 minutes being more appropriate.
15?
Yeah.
All right. I am amenable to that. So, all right, we'll recess for 15 minutes. That brings us back in here at 3:02.